Whatnot, the place that is unfortunately now known for as the scammiest way to sell product, and it's very unfortunate. Every single day they'll come out with a new person ripping up someone's cards that they bought, crumbling up packs, or taking out the best cards of the set. Whatnot's had a really bad reputation. GameStop somehow wants a piece of this. So if y'all don't know me, I've posted a lot about GameStop. I'm just gonna look out myself. Just keep adding stuff to the fire and it makes no sense. So we talked about the GameStop responding to the allegations when I basically just talked about the fact that GameStop is marking up their prices way higher than market. I found that a little ridiculous. Or about how Leonhardt shows a GameStop store made it look like GameStop has all this product even though it was like 2-year-old product. Like, I've talked about a lot of this stuff. Unfortunately, GameStop just keeps going with their shenanigans. As of recently, we've actually even seen, I should have pulled it up for this video. Opossum, I think, made a video about it. But he was just basically talking about the fact they're basically wanting people to camp outside. Like, they're thriving for it. They're like, your concentration and your motivation to be here is great, you know? Just to buy a Pokemon box and sell it for $5 over. Now, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I have a website myself. Like, I'm not gonna be like someone who's gonna hide that fact. I sell Pokemon cards. The difference with me is I buy my friends' collections. I give them a good price. Top of that, there's stuff where I buy from websites just so I can fund their website. I can help people on their website, and then, you know, I try and buy good deals myself. I'm bringing this fact up for new people watching. If you watched the channel before, y'all know I'm a reputable person, and I'm a person that's not doing it to take cards from kids. I'm basically just trying to explain that I buy stuff from friends, I buy stuff from other websites, so supporting other people, giving people to other people, instead of giving it to Target and Walmart and trying to resell it. That's my whole point here. I'm really just trying to let people know, the new people here, that I'm not here just to resell. I do this for the fun of the hobby. As well as these sealed packs are just stuff I've had in my collection for a pretty long amount of time. So now that we're here, let's talk about this. So Whatnot is a very interesting platform. It's basically you pay and hope you get it. You feel me? It's like I wouldn't say betting, but it's you pay $1, someone can pay $1.20, and then it goes higher and higher and higher. It's, to be honest, I don't know too much about it because I don't look too much into Whatnot. I've just heard so many of the scams, and I find it crazy that GameStop, out of all people, are starting to do this. Now, this is all allegedly, without trying to get myself in trouble. Allegedly, someone sent in their PSA cards. This is going to relate in a second. And some customer, sent in his PSA cards. And when GameStop bring it back from PSA, he was missing a card. And it was switched out for a different card. So all allegedly. So I find it interesting that GameStop already has this type of, I wouldn't say best look when it comes to Pokemon, because they've skyrocketed their prices when it comes to Pokemon cards. The allegations of cards being switched out when it goes to PSA through GameStop, allegedly. So there's definitely a big scarcity of some of this stuff. Unfortunately, as it seems, they are doing the Destined Rivals booster pack starting at $1, and this always happens. It's an auctioning thing. It's whoever just pays the most for it. I know there's some people that actually like Whatnot. Some people get good deals on Whatnot. Some people like the joy of it, and I think there's no problem with that. I think there's no problem with breakers. I do have a problem where GameStop just throwing themselves everywhere and not listening to any criticism. You know what I mean? The criticism they're just completely ignoring, and I feel like I don't know, I think is gonna cause GameStop some issues, in my personal opinion. Of course, they're saying there's gonna be giveaways. Even says like Pokemon Japanese Neo for Alligator Hollow, like they're doing like random things. I'm glad they're not doing their mystery boxes. I don't know if y'all know, but they used to sell mystery boxes and you would never get any of the value of the mystery box, which is pretty unfortunate, especially because a lot of the mystery boxes sell them at a pretty high price. And the whole point of the mystery boxes is to get rid of the slabs that people didn't want and they just wanted a couple extra bucks from GameStop. Threw in a couple packs and a PSA card, and the PSA card would be pretty garbage, and then there'd only be like 1 out of 3 packs that were decent. So, and as I remember, the packs were Vivid Voltage, Shrouded Fable, and Silver Tempest. Me personally, I like all 3 sets, but if I'm not trying to be biased, almost all those sets are garbage, except for Silver Tempest, because it's a Sword and Shield set. Again, GameStop just, it seems like they keep throwing some rocks at the wall, and it keeps shattering the window, if that makes sense. But I just don't get this. Like, I find it crazy that they're starting this. One of the things I'm very concerned about is who is doing this stuff. Who is selling this stuff? Like, is this GameStop employees, or is this someone hired to do this, not even like connected to GameStop? Is it just like a random streamer? The reason I'm concerned about this is the fact that who knows if there's just going to be some scammer selling this stuff. You feel me? Really find it interesting that GameStop goes this route. It doesn't look like they're doing breaks. It looks like it's saying ship sealed. They have a huge company for all of these stores around. And from what I'm kind of clicking in my head is that GameStop just wants to be the biggest over everyone. They want to be the biggest over people in stores. So, you know, they want to have the best prices possible. Or I guess not the best prices, but the best money. Well, it seems like they probably saw potential when it comes to whatnot and such. So X Vortex Breaks. Who is this? This is some seller, I guess. 4.9 star, 1.2 million sold. So this guy just is a whatnot streamer. Okay. From what I'm seeing here, GameStop Destined Rivals X Vortex Breaks. It looks like they're collabing with Vortex Breaks. So I guess that answered my question before. Using another streamer to sell their stuff with GameStop. I can only hope that Vortex Breaks isn't a scammer. I can only hope that people get their product that they buy. I'm going to keep it a buck. This is my full honest opinion. If you're trying to look for packs, I'm not even going to say like go to my website. I'm saying like buy where is trustworthy as possible. Vortex Breaks is your most trustworthy as possible. Do so. But there's other places to go at it. Especially if, well, I mean, if you already buy on Whatnot, you don't got to listen to me. But if you're thinking about buying on Whatnot, you just got to know that going into it, you're more than likely not going to get a deal on the packs like you think it is. Because with this auction, it's a lot of, the price will jump up a lot when it comes to later and later down the auction. Be careful with your money. Not saying anything bad about Whatnot, but it's definitely a place where you could spend a lot of money very quickly. Interesting though that GameStop out of all places is definitely starting a Whatnot. And again, the reason I find it crazy is because this is like a small creator breaks app. You feel me? For people trying to grow their business, not people at the top. It really just tries to like seem like that GameStop is just trying to literally just be number one in all aspects. Like if you look at it from a business standpoint, like that's what you want. But personally, I've heard so much bad about Whatnot, so it kind of just puts a bad taste in my mouth. That GameStop that has bad taste in my mouth plus bad taste in my mouth equals like worse, if that makes sense. I say this all the time. There's always good people in the bad batch of apples. You feel me? Like there's bad batch of apples and Whatnot. There's also good people and Whatnot. So the people that stream on Whatnot that do good stuff, like a round of applause to you. Like keep doing that. You know, keep growing your space. This is insane. Kind of gives GameStop more of the excuse to be able to sell at market without a problem. Let me explain. Because when people are breakers, they get more leeway to be able to sell over market because that's how they fund their streams. That's how, you know, it keeps the bills running so they can keep running these type of things that people enjoy. So that's why you see breakers sell for a little higher. Obviously, it's profit, of course. That's their goal. You want to make profit as a business. GameStop trying to take this route, to me, my personal opinion, as that extra, like, string out of the circle bubble of the idea, is that they're just trying to just run people's pockets like crazy. But again, that's the point of a business. But if I'm looking at a customer perspective, it seems like GameStop is just trying to find more excuses and more ways to make more money. So they're trying to go this breaker route. I understand that they're trying to sell them sealed, so it's not technically a breaker. I'm just saying they're trying to go through the streamer way, so they can kind of have the excuse of like, oh, but we're working with a streamer. It's kind of what I'm trying to mean. Not like they're being a breaker, but they're trying to kind of just get behind the breaker. You feel me? So that they can fund more money and use the excuse of like, oh, but we're stream breakers, so you know, why does this little streamer get to do it but not me? You feel me? GameStop should be treated differently compared to breakers because GameStop's one of the biggest gaming sources. Does that make sense? Gaming stores. So they get so much access to product that them getting this much is crazy. You feel me? Like they're getting so much product to where they're able to fund
a whatnot stream. Like, doesn't that kind of sound crazy? They don't have enough to have a store have stock for more than 5 minutes, but they have enough to fund whatnot stream.
And I keep seeing people talking about don't buy at this high of a price, but like you gotta realize that this was gonna inevitably happen.
This is where it's gonna get pretty controversial. If you get rage baited by this, you might as well just click off because I kind of just talk about the honest truth. If you have any thoughts about it, let me know.
If no one buys this at GameStop, right? No one buys this at whatnot. They're still gonna keep running it until eventually people fall into it. And back to talking about the fact that people think that it's because of GameStop, it's because of, you know, people taking product from Target and Walmart. Those people are the issue. And they're not let off, right? They're still part of the issue. When it comes to distribution is trying to make more money. So what they're trying to do now is after that second wave, they sell very, very high. So then other people have to sell very, very high. Like the businesses that get the product from distributor, since distributors starting to up their prices some more, then what they're trying to do is distributor trying to make more money. And now the business has to sell higher in order to make their partial of the money. It's all money. Well, it would make sense that GameStop would have more leeway because they're one of the biggest gaming corporations, right? So if they have this huge leeway, right, it just makes it seem like it's
Scummy. It makes it seem scummy. For some reason, I couldn't figure that word at the time. It's scummy. You're able to buy at very, very low, get all this product, and now you're trying to sell really, really high at market, and you're trying to sell it on an app that is easily being able to be sold over market, which is whatnot.
very much not for the people. You feel me? Pokemon should be for the people, and it shouldn't be for the money. Is kind of really what I'm trying to summarize here. Like it's unfortunate, and I am a business too. Yes, I make money, and I'm happy about it. But the difference with me compared to a bunch of these other places is that for one, I sell under market, and for two, number two, I don't buy from distributors, sell at market. I don't have a distributor.
This take doesn't have to do with GameStop, but I really wanted to talk about it anyways. I want to talk about the fact that when you're selling online, you're not selling to kids. Most kids don't buy online. And I think that's a huge hot take that no one's really clicking. I think when people are selling in stores really, really high prices in GameStops and stuff like that, that's a big problem because they're buying it at distributor levels. So they should be selling it just a little bit above. Pokemon isn't supposed to be 120x profit. It's never been like that except for this last year, of course. So when I say this, I'm meaning like in stores, they shouldn't be that high because that's how kids are able to get it because their mom's driving there, their dad's driving there, whatever. But online, that's different. Online, when you sell product at a bit higher price, that actually almost makes sense because you're selling to adult money, adult people. But that still doesn't like ignore the fact that you shouldn't be selling it at this high of a price and now trying to join whatnot, which let's be honest, most people aren't buying stuff on whatnot for the fact of trying to get it below market. Some people might, but the whole point is to enjoy their streamer, fund an upcoming streamer, fund their like the dream for the streamer. Like I'm trying to say it's like a personality in a fun type of way. And what I'm really trying to say is GameStop doesn't seem like they're going through this method. They're really just unemotionally, soullessly just trying to make a bunch of money. That's really what I'm trying to get here.
That I'm not selling scammy mystery boxes allegedly. I'm not swapping out people's cards allegedly. I'm not selling over market. Like I bring this up because I know there's gonna be people in the comments make it seem like I'm with this bad Apple group. But there's such good businesses out there that have to get kind of thrown into these bad apples. And as sucks as to say, is like Pokemon's just gonna be at such a high price that you genuinely have to scout in order to get product, which is crazy. You feel me? Only people that should like scout really hard to find product is actual businesses. And I mean scout, I mean like buy from places that aren't Target and Walmart. Like look on eBay or all the other places where you can actually find product that's not taking it from kids. Because let's be honest, kids aren't shopping online. You feel me? If you buy something online, you're not taking it from a kid. The kid doesn't even, the only thing the kid's doing is watching YouTube. Stuff from Target and Walmarts and stuff like that. That's, you know, and I'm not saying GameStop, by the way, is buying from Targets and Walmarts. That's not what I'm saying. I do know GameStop does buy from third party now, which was kind of their excuse to be able to sell above market, which is interesting. Like, I had some comments from people working at GameStop on one of my older videos. They talk about they buy from third party. You know, they talked about the Leonhard video, how it was one of their warehouse things. It's funny because GameStop even commented on my video, but never really talked about why they're selling above market and why they showed product that has not been in stores in years in the video with Leonhard. I always have questions for GameStop, of course. This video at the end of it was to kind of just throw awareness of just please be careful where you buy from. And number two, spend your money how you want. If you want to go here after this video and buy from them, no one's stopping you. No one's judging you. I'm just throwing you allegations and such that have pretty strong backup evidence. Cases where things just don't go right when it comes to whatnot, when it comes to GameStop.
The whole video was to kind of just get off my mind that this just has like a bad taste in my mouth and just seems like it's just not gonna go right. Even if the whatnot streamer is very reputable, which I could really hope so, it just really seems like this is a very money hungry driven thing and not really something for the community, when all Pokemon's about is trying to bring people together and be community. Does that make sense? And before I get comments, I know I brought up my business, but I always say this just simply because I know there's people watching this new, maybe thinking my whole point of trying to crash on GameStop is to promote my stuff. I could really care less if you do buy from me. If you do buy from me, I love and appreciate every single one of y'all, if y'all know. But if you don't buy from me, that's totally fine. That wasn't the point of this video. The point of this video was to call out the fact that there's better places to buy from, and there's no reason you should burn your wallet even harder on a money-hungry company, allegedly. I know you guys will have some comments. Please leave some comments. I love responding to people. I love being very civil. If we can't be civil, I guess, won't respond. So hopefully this video kind of just shines some light where it seems like there's a bunch of dark. God bless. Jesus loves y'all. Have a fantastic day. I'll see y'all in the next video. You can check out some of those other GameStop videos, by the way.